Hello, hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? I don't know if my sound is coming through fine. Let me know how it sounds. I'm going to unmute myself here for a second. Hello, hello, everybody. Okay, I sound fine here. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank y'all so much. We got a whole bunch of folks here in the chat. It seems like y'all like the new intro. Josh was on here super early. I was working on it when he jumped into the chat. So, you know, just trying to stay on my A game, trying to mix it up a little bit. I hope y'all like that. Trying to move my chat over here to a different window. Let's go ahead and say hello to it. Man, we got 4 pages of comments already. Hello, Josh, Anthony, always the first folks to join. Lester, Francisco, Michael, Jay, Santiago, Clarence, Damie, Chris, Joey. Let me see who else we got in here. Edzadil Rosa, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Video streams. Amar, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I hope y'all are doing great. The Chuck Taylor, Streets of Destiny. Hello, and I have a cup of water with me. So, yay. Shane, what is going on? Hello, 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 everyone. Hope y'all are doing great. I am doing excellent, except for the fact that my daughter jumped in my bed last night and kicked me in my back and kicked me out of the bed. Besides that, I'm doing great. Let's get the formalities out of the way, folks. Don't forget, if you haven't, to register for our ATEM mini giveaway. We got one. This is the last one for the year so far. And we'll see what we do after that. Don't know yet, but we'll see. Make sure you register for that. If you've already registered, you do not have to register again. You're already going to be rolled into this month's giveaway. We have our roundtable coming up this Sunday, but we're going to be live streaming it. So just like how y'all are interacting with me right now, it's not just going to be me. You're going to be interacting with everybody who joins the roundtable from our Facebook group. And I am working to where just like I can bring up comments, to bring up comments there so everybody in the group can see and we can respond. But it's going to be on here. So you can always, if you go to my channel and you can see upcoming live streams, that's where you can go to it. We're going to be starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. And for everybody else in the Facebook group, we always start about like 15 minutes, 10 minutes early to give people prep time to jump in. So it's not just going to be me talking. It's going to be all of us posing questions. If nobody has any questions, we're just going to talk like we normally do. But hopefully we can have some interaction. And I'm going to need to steer the conversation a little bit. So if we have any people who are watching, and if you want to be a part of that, it's open to anybody. There's no restrictions. I might have to cut off the Zoom call at a certain time lock people from coming in, but I haven't decided on that yet. But anybody can join. Make sure you go to the Facebook media group, have a little bit.ly link that you can go to, or just go to Facebook and look for Modern Media Ministry Made Easy. And all you got to do is answer the 3 questions. You'll get in automatically. And just remember the rules. No live streaming inside the group, or you'll be kicked out immediately. If y'all have any questions, you got to get them in fast because I am taking a nice vacation from the 21st of December until January 4th. So you can send me emails, but you are not going to get a response until I get back. I need to take a vacation, but you can hit me up at questions@ajayhomes.com. That's how you can get in touch with me. I'm going to update this finally to go to 72 hours before you expect a response back from me. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Well, like this video, make sure you're subscribed. I'm sure most of y'all are subscribed, but also share this channel out with other people. I normally don't ask for stuff like that, but This is to help us reach and train and educate more media ministries all over the place. Like I said, I don't believe in competition. I believe in complementing. And there may be some churches out there that, out of some of the other YouTubers out there, it might not fit their budget, might not fit their technical prowess, and maybe I might be able to help them. So you never know. And I think that is it. Everybody said sound, I can hear it, sound is fine, sound is fine. Alrighty, folks, so let's go to some of our first questions here. I had one that I'm gonna knock out real quick, but then I'm gonna go to one that Lester had. Let's see. Now, I'll just say, Clarence was saying, he was saying, help the Lord, oh my, 25 days without AJ the CEO, what am I going to do? Hey, I'm going to be here. I'm just not going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing any projects for my business. I'll still be doing videos. I actually got a bunch of stuff that some clients sent me. I have a updated version of the WeStar multi-view that I did for the original ATEM. I'm actually using it right now, but it is, this was sent to me by Ori, and this is a 4K HDMI quad multi-viewer. Look out for the review of that coming soon. I actually already recorded it. I just haven't edited it. So pretty much, I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do another live stream on next Friday. I don't know. I doubt it since it's going to be Christmas. I don't know. Might do it a different day during the week. But I'll still be here. I just won't be doing, I might do vlogs. I don't know. Because I plan to just sit around and just be a lazy bum, to be quite honest, and study and set goals set for next year and what we're going to do, because we accomplished every goal we set for this year, which I am thanking God for. And we're just going to be aiming for some bigger and better things going into next year. Hopefully, when all this stuff settles down with this vaccine going around, healing some folks, maybe we'll get to traveling, and maybe I'll get back to bouncing around and visiting some of y'all. All right. Let's jump to the first question here. Lester has this question. Hello, I have a question. How do you change people's minds about video in church? The easy answer is don't waste your time. Don't try and do it. There's a book I've recommended before, and it's in a drawer over here, but it's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the very first chapter is, this is an AJism. I'm going to shrink down this comment. No one cares about that they need to change until they realize they need to change. The same way at my church, a lot of times I wanted to push for a lot of this stuff and they didn't see it. I would just say, even if they don't want to do it in some type of way. Continue to learn, do it, implement it, practice it, whichever way that you can, so that it does not come off like it's dissension. But because you still want to honor whoever's the head, the leadership there, unless God's telling you to go somewhere else and do it your own thing. But you need to seek his face for that on whichever your understanding is. But honestly, I would say it's not our responsibility to get people to understand. It's just for us to present the information, and then they, what in the world? See, I have my phone off. Hello. Oh, man. I got you. I am unmuted. Let me go back to what I was saying. Sorry again about that. That's why I need to just turn my phone off so that I don't get distracted with stuff like this. But what I was saying, Lester, is frustration is trying to change something that you were never meant to change. And it's not our responsibility to, man, I don't like turning my phone off, but I'm going to have to. Whew, if y'all ever get to this point where y'all are doing this, this is the frustrating part for me. So I just have to turn my phone off, turn all this other stuff off, because this is wild, out of control. Now I just need to remember to turn my phone on. But anyway, Lester, the idea is somebody, if after everything has happened, they're still fighting this, there's no reason to fight that battle. You can't convince anybody of anything until they really want to learn for themselves. Just like when I was doing video announcements, no one wanted me to do video announcements. We didn't need them because no one's ever seen them before. We wanted to go back to the same tradition. And instead of me getting frustrated by it, I just went and made them within the confines of what I could do without being disrespectful to leadership. I was making highlight videos of events. I was making highlight videos of sermons from last week, of the praise dancers, of the choir, stuff like that, perfecting my skill. And then I was still researching and learning how to make video announcements, dabbling with it, intros, all this other stuff. Like you're seeing what I'm doing on this channel, to where sooner or later it got to the point where a window opened at my home church or somewhere else. And that's kind of like how this is. I was doing all this live streaming stuff in my church that no one understood, no one wanted, nobody did anything. And then something happened, and then it's like, oh, people who were against it, they got stuck in the hospital, and then they're like, man, I was able to watch the live stream that I was condemning the whole time. This isn't bad. And then at the beginning of this year, COVID hit. Now everybody and their mama is like, oh, we need this. You just got to bide your time, and just stick to it. But don't waste your energy trying to convince anybody. That's a waste of your energy. Redirect that energy into something more productive. So again, sorry about that, me babbling there on mute, folks. Hopefully y'all got an answer out of that. Let's see. We already answered this in the comments, but I'll answer it again. Is the Canon C70 a good live streaming camera? I'll put it this way. It doesn't matter what camera you pick. Can it be powered externally so it's not running off the battery? Or if it is running off the battery, is the battery last long enough for whatever events you're going to do? Does it have a way to do clean output of whatever the video, HDMI, whatever, so it doesn't have the heads up displays and all this other stuff, and it's just a clean image like what you're seeing right now off of the Pocket Cinema camera, or like my Sony camcorder right there? Can it do something like that? That's all you're really concerned about. Then any camera will work. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Amar would like to know, do you advise me to purchase an A10 Mini Pro knowing that I currently use a mini deck link recorder for live streaming in conferences? Please advise. Honestly, I have the exact same setup. In my streaming system that's handling this stream right now is an Intensity Pro 4K capture card. I'm using the A10 Mini Pro right now, and I'm actually using the USB out, the red cable that's going into that computer now. So I'm not even using the capture card in there right now. The reason why I'm not doing that is because I'm using the HDMI out so I can see the multi-view, but then also it just frees me up so I don't need it. I like the ATEM, and it's kind of hard for me to even suggest it. It's more of what's the purpose of it. I like the ATEM Mini because it shrinks my footprint of what I need to bring with me. And with the deck link, you only have one, you can only bring in one input. So you can always open the doors up to have multiple cameras, like the same way I have right now, or like an overhead camera, something like that. That all depends on you. I think it's a good investment, but I don't think it's a good investment unless you have a plan for, are you going to use all of its abilities? That's what I would suggest. Let's see. And 3, 4. Trying to catch up where our comments are. Hello, everybody new that's joined the stream. Man, I was talking. I was going to say I thought I was talking for a minute. Couldn't hear. Shane was saying, hopefully AJ will spell my name right this time on the giveaway. Hey, you never know. You never know. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Like I said, Brother Art said that he tested out the Millen app, and he even used the OBS virtual camera with it. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Hopefully, y'all can send them some comments of some enhancements or something like that that help them cater it to all demographics, all groups as well. Josh, yes, no live streams. All right, the Chuck Taylor saying, hey, he might be a little bit late to the Zoom call. We're recording the Christmas Eve service after church. Awesome. Honestly, I haven't heard anything about what we're doing for Christmas Eve or anything in my church, so I might have to call some people after this and see what is going on. All right, here's a page just saying that everything is muted. So we got that straight. Anthony, make sure I'm not skipping anybody. How can I get Worship Extreme to display on my second monitor on my streaming PC? In Worship Extreme, you set your monitor under the settings here. And let me bring this up on my second screen. And I keep skipping this update, a new update that they have. Let me move this over here. And let's go over to hell. All right, so here on Worship Extreme, we're going to come over here to our settings. And we got to go to screen configuration. And then I have these multiple ones, but you just need to pick whichever your monitor is to go. Like right now, my monitor number 2 is the monitor to this side of me. The other monitor here is the one that you're seeing right now, which normally is doing my output. That's how you would change it. So let me know if that's not your question, or maybe I missed what you were asking there, Anthony. Thank y'all all, everybody. Oh yeah, Josh wants to know, are we still having that virtual missionary conference next year? Hey, we are working on it. We're working on it. We're gonna see. That's the whole plan. But I will let you know. Y'all be on the standby. I will let y'all know on social media, Facebook, everywhere. I might even do a story or something like that here on YouTube when we actually do that. Jennifer has a question. Is there a way to control the A10 Mini from an Android phone remotely? Just need to use the switching function only to record. Why, yes. Yes, there is. I use that all the time when my folks are not paying attention. And I turn my phone off. Give me a second to bring my phone back up and I'll show you. It is an app that I got from the App Store. Let me see if I can actually find it while my phone is starting up. We're going to go to My Apps. We're going to search for, oh, my phone has started up, so I don't have to do it this way. Hope everybody's having any major plans for this weekend. Anybody got them? Like I said, I have a consultation at around 11:45 tomorrow, and then I plan to just make sure we test out all the kinks and bugs and stuff like that for our roundtable. But then after that, that's about it. All right, so the app is Meta Control. Okay, oh, I don't have any autofocus on here. But anyway, it's Meta Control, and I need to connect to it. Let me get my IP address of my ATEM, and I don't like turning this on because it knocks my audio, it knocks my ISO out here. So bear with me for half a second while this comes up. The video quality drops like that. And I need to crank the ISO back up. This is the ATEM controlling the camera. So I need to just, I haven't got around to updating this. So give me a second to bump up the ISO. All right, we're there. And now I need to find the IP address of my ATEM, and then we will connect to it. All right. So what we're going to do is put in the IP address of where the ATEM is. And then we're going to connect. All right, so I don't know if you can see it, but it says we're connected to the ATEM Mini Pro. So if we go back here, now I have my cameras here. So I can, let me go to camera number 3 here, and we're going to switch. And there we go. And switch back. There. So that is the meta control. And I will try and find it. It doesn't give you the way to record or anything. DSK, the free version does not. But it will do what you need, Jennifer, based off of what you just asked. And here it is in the App Store right there, the Meta Control. All righty. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. Let me see. Catch up where we're at. Let me go to Chris's comment based off of Lester's. He was saying, I've been begging our former pastor to get on live streaming for years. He ignored me until COVID hit. Then he changed his mind fast. Yeah, unfortunately, when people don't want to see, there's nothing that you can do to change that. You have to let situations do that. Everybody, I'm looking at these other comments. AJ, read your chat, man. You're muted. You're muted. I'm gonna have to edit this very much and cut out this whole section where I wasn't talking. Hopefully, y'all can still hear me, right? Hello? Awesome. Now, the thing is, when the chat that I'm looking at through vMix Social is significantly behind where the live chat is, because I'm looking in the past to bring up comments. So when y'all are sending something, I don't even see it unless I happen to look over here on my other screen that has YouTube, which is doing the actual comments live. Man, this is funny. You got to learn to laugh at yourself. Benjamin was like, man, and he's saying something important too. Abraham, my PC is giving me problems. When I run OBS, it is getting turned off automatically in 1 hour. How to encounter it? I'm facing the problem last week. Please help. Abraham, the first thing I would say is to check is make sure that you have your power settings on Windows itself set appropriately. I always do this on my very first setting up of a computer. If you just go to the start button and then type in power, you'll get power settings, and then I just make sure this is always off. Now, granted, it says, I don't know why they do this, even on the well, I understand on a laptop when it's battery, but I always let mine just let the battery drain. I don't care. Don't turn my computer off. Don't do nothing like that. Just make sure these are set to never, and that's what it sounds like it's turning off, because if it's not being used, maybe it's turning itself off. I don't know. That would be the first thing I would check there, Abraham. Let's see. Trying to catch up with the other comments. Yes. John was saying, We have a wall-mounted camcorder used for wide shots for the entire stage. Problem is, it has to be physically turned on with a power button. Any ideas? Well, what type of camera is it? That's kind of the reason why I like the older Sony handy cameras, the Canons, or any of the cameras that have some type of link support, because you can turn them on and off with a remote that you can connect that way. That would be the easiest thing. Now, I don't know how to turn on something remotely like that if it's a physical on button to the camera. Like now, like this AJay imaging one that's overhead, there is no on and off button. So once you turn the power off or on, that gives you that is its on and off button. So if this is a camera that you don't need to move in any type of way and it just has a wide shot like you said, I would probably look at something like this, like the AJay Imaging 100A. That was around like $250, and that can give you that wide shot, and it has an HDMI in, power, and that's it. And once you kill power to it, it shuts off. And then once you turn the power on to that area, you can just put it on like a outlet or something like that, or maybe a smart plug like I use with the TP-Link smart outlets. That can save you from having to do that. So I noticed your Elgato Stream Deck. Can you do a video on how to set it up? Sure, I will do that later. Yes, but I will. Hello, hello. Some live Q&A. People request people to start their questions. This question is to make them easier to find. Just an idea since you do this weekly. God bless. Okay. Josh, Flashback Friday, my first Q&A question. Will you prefer sending your AJay Mini Pro feed over to an app like Wirecast or broadcasting straight from the AJay Mini? Right now, I would only directly broadcast from the AJay Mini Pro if I wasn't trying to do all this extra stuff that I'm doing right now. Adding these comments and stuff like that requires another computer, and vMix has it. So that's the reason why I do it. If I'm remote and I want to have a small footprint, yes, I stream directly from the AJay Mini Pro itself. Hopefully that answers your question. Shane. Question for Facebook Live. Is that available for anyone, or do you need to have a Facebook account to view the video? Also for no, it should be open to everybody. I haven't seen any restrictions to where you need to sign up or anything like that. Back to Chris. The new interim pastor has relieved me of working on Christmas Eve service. Just first time since 20. I can finally relax on my birthday. Oh, awesome. So you, Chris, is your birthday on the 25th or is it on the 24th? Andrew is here saying, a little unrelated to your remit, but can the Blackmagic Design HDMI to SDI converter coupled to an SDI to HDMI converter defeat the no, not the Blackmagic ones. It's gonna send everything. If you want a tip, put a ORI HDMI splitter in there. You didn't hear that from me. Some of the older ORI ones actually strip the that out. That's what I used to have when I was trying to live stream with the Intensity Pro with my PlayStation. It wouldn't work. That was before they had an option to turn off the HDCP, but because some games wouldn't work with it. But there were certain splitters that you can get, and look in the comments on Amazon on the certain ones. It'll say exactly what it is and people who bought it, but it removes it so that it works. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. KCMI89, using Google Remote Desktop and OBS, How could I possibly time switching scenes and layers like scriptures if I have to run things from my home? Honestly, that's the difficult part, because it's not in real time. It's you being remoted over Chrome Remote Desktop is actually going to give you faster performance, and you'll be able to hear relatively close. So the only thing I would suggest, let me put it this way, I really wouldn't suggest it, but if you had to, I would turn on the audio in OBS or something like that so I can hear the feedback that's coming through the stream audio coming in, because it'll send the audio back to you while you're connected. And it's maybe about 1 second to 2 seconds behind, and you could do it that way, but you're going to introduce a whole lot of stuff. That's why I only do this if it's a last-ditch effort, and it's not something serious like, oh, there's a funeral and I just need to have mics on and there's no cameras, no nothing. I would do it that way. Streaming is going to be very difficult to do. Sean, LastPass has been an awesome tool the one day I've had it. Yeah, hey, it saves because you can put actually secure passwords on there, and then it makes it easier from a group. So like I said, I've been using that for our media ministry for maybe 3 years, 4 years, and it really helps. Sean, yes, actually, the roundtable is going to be live streamed. So we're going to be on Facebook, but it's going to be live streamed, and hopefully we're going to have the same type of interaction like you're seeing right now, to where it's a group of us just talking, but we're going to be entertaining questions from anybody who's watching us from YouTube. So on the Facebook group, that's where the information is. Josh has set up a page on that, an event inside the group, and the information is there. Boomerang Webinar Solutions. Hello. Does your upload bitrate affect your video quality even if it's in range? Yes, it does. Because your bitrate is how much data you are sending in the quality of your video. I mean, like right now, I think mine is at 3,000 kilobits per second. If I dropped it down to 100, I would look like Minecraft. So yes, it does relate to it. Jonathan here. I have a question. I'm having an issue on OBS with the multicam on the Mac OS desktop, and I have the Canon webcam software. Just having a problem adding the other camera. Issue on OBS with multicam. Now, are you, for every camera that you're adding, are you using like the Canon webcam software? Because I have not heard great results with people trying to add multiple versions of that, multiple cameras and multiple instances of that program to one computer. I have not seen that. If you really, really need to do something, I would honestly recommend, I did a video about it, these $20 capture cards, they go over USB. I would do something like that, or at least get one of them. So you can use one for the webcam app, and then the other one is a capture device. Because I'm not knocking anybody's programming skills or nothing like that, but I've just seen way too many people who have tried to add multiple versions of it, and it just caused so many problems. Anthony, yes, Worship Extreme is free, the first tier of it. Any tier higher than that, it's a monthly fee, but I have churches who've been using the free one for years without any problem. You don't have, the free one does not give you access to polls. You need an internet connection just to verify yourself. So you have to have an internet connection to use it, but besides that, oh, and you also can't do multiple screens, as in you can't do stage display or different formatted screens. Like one screen is for the congregation, the other screen is for live streaming. You can't do that on the free one, but yes, it is free. All right, Chris, well, happy early birthday to you. And we got Jennifer is on the 26th. Awesome. My daughter's on the 22nd. So we got some stuff planned for her coming around the corner, which helps since I'm taking a vacation. Let's see. Josh, the secret meshes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I used it in visible ink. Yeah, that was it. Back to Boomerang webinar. Does your, I think we already answered it, ranges respective platform. If 1500 is also okay for YouTube 720, should we still go for? Yeah, I mean, you can always go higher. You just wouldn't want to go lower than that. But yeah, you're fine. Like I said, for I'm at 1080p and I have mine at 2500. I think that's the lowest for 1080p. That's what I'm using right now. Normally, if I didn't have this bad internet service with Comcast, when I have Verizon Fios, honestly, I used to stream at 7,000. That's what I used to do. But yeah, it will affect your video quality. And honestly, you could run it at 720p lower than that. I mean, you're not going to get good results on the way it looks, but I mean, it'll work. I mean, you can set it at 1 kilobit if you wanted to. I don't think anybody would want to watch that. Chris, do you know how I can add a second SSD to the A10 Mini Pro? Yes, you need a hub. That's what I would do with mine. So hopefully my keyboard does not die when I unplug this. What I used, and I think I did this in a test, I actually used this Anchor hub. So it has 2 USBs and it has a SSD card reader, SD micro card reader. I can use any 2 of these and it will show up as 2 different devices for the ATEM to record to. So you could put 2 thumb drives in here if you wanted to, or you can have 1 thumb drive and then a memory card or 2 memory cards, either one, and this works perfectly fine for that. Have I used the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro? No, I have not. I have not even heard of that until you just said it. 2 quick things. There are some past links and information in this video, and this Q&A playlist video is in the wrong spot. 29:30. Yeah, it's because I made them when I was making the live streaming ones. I had a typo, and once I made the change, it actually moved 32 ahead. I don't know why I did that. I can change the playlist order once I get from here. Back to Boomerang. Thanks, we started live streaming weddings recently and your videos helped us so much. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad to help. Do you think this is a good live streaming setup for a church? I have 2 GoPro Hero 7s. No, let me stop. 2 GoPro Hero 7s for our drummer and piano. I have 1 Pocket Mini 4K as my main and 2 Lumix G7s as side video. Is that good? I think it is good. I personally wouldn't do the GoPros because they've given me problems. But if you can get them working, yeah. I mean, I think that will work great. Back to Abraham, who is having some power issues. They are in never turn off mode only. Do you think I should put some thermal paste on the CPU to make it not turn off? Ooh, I was going to say, if you don't have, you need to have some form of thermal paste on your CPU in the first place. I guess that could be it. Thermal throttling will shut the whole system down. You need to look and see what the thermals are on your system, because if it gets too hot, your motherboard will shut the computer down. You make sure you want to do no damage to it either. Steve, many blessings to you, AJ. Thank you. Really appreciate everything you're doing. May the peace of Christ be with you as you celebrate his birth. Sorry, just tuned in. I'm on the West Coast. Awesome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And what part of the West Coast are you in? The only part I visited was 29 Palms when I was stationed out there, and Palm Beach when I was flying back. Need to get back over there. I think I'm supposed to be going over there next year to help out a church. Thank you. I will let her know that. Let's see. Back to Jennifer. One more question. Our laptop has one HDMI out, which goes to the projector for the main congregation display. We want to add a confidence monitor. Would the USB-C be okay for that? Very much so. This same adapter, if it's a laptop, it should allow you to use this HDMI out, and it will become a second monitor. Now, if for anybody else, if you normally just plug this into a USB-C on your computer, that HDMI will not work. I have mine plugged into my graphics card. That will allow me to have another display. But yes, that will work. All right, Steve says he is from just south of Sacramento. Awesome. Nah, I won't hold it against you. Let's see. All right, we don't have that many comments right now, but let me ask y'all. Did anybody get a chance to check out my recent video, the most recent video I did about the top 5 tips for standing out in YouTube? Let me know if you have. I want to ask y'all some questions about that. While we're doing that, Lady Reborn would like to know, do you have video tutorials on how to create church intro videos or a promo? Somewhat. I have for church video announcements. I was actually thinking about, see, y'all, I'm giving away my secrets. During the time off, I was actually going to rebrand all of our video stuff at my church, and I was going to walk through doing all of that. I do have one video where I changed my intro video, and that was because of some silly copyright stuff, and I went through making it. I have a compilation of videos that I've used all that stuff put together, but I think next week when I really go through and do all the new branding of our church, I will walk through doing something like that. So maybe that will answer your questions. Let's see. Do you use OBS in your setup at all, or just vMix and the ATEM Mini Pro? I use both. I use all three. When I'm recording videos that I do here, I just do OBS. And the other thing is, back to, I forgot who asked the question, but I don't use, for whatever reason, in the last couple of updates, my Intensity Pro 4K just keeps showing a black image when I use that in OBS. But when I go to vMix, it works perfectly fine. But anyway, I say that to say that yes, I do bounce between OBS and vMix, and sometimes just directly the ATEM Mini Pro. Right now, I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro that's sending everything to vMix for me to do this. When I record my videos, I do it through OBS just so I can have a display so I can see what's going on, and I can record that because the recording size on OBS is much smaller than me recording directly through the ATEM. Then there are other times that I just want to do a quick video, then I will just hook up my SSD to the ATEM's USB out, and I just record that way because I don't need to switch back and forth between cameras. I can just look at this main camera and that's it. So it all depends. I like to be flexible. Let's see. There's a comment going on about somebody watching something. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. I just asked y'all that. Yeah, I think one of the things that I'm trying to do is just from a high level, I would still like for y'all to go watch that, but it's just talking about how to, I was kind of making it general, but it's a statement that works whether it's for your ministry or any type of using social media at all. It's just that, and anybody who's been on the roundtables knows me well enough that I don't believe in competition. I believe in complementing one another. Like, I'm not in no battle with Church Front, the church media guys, Brady Shear, any of that stuff. I just like the fact that there are avenues for everybody to go from. I'm subscribed to all those guys as well. I would like if they would be subscribed to me, but it doesn't really matter. I just like the fact that there is a plethora of information that you can get to help modernize your media ministry, reach, do whatever at different levels. Some people do concepts. I do hands-on. Other people have commentary where they talk amongst themselves. I really think that's one thing, and that's what we talk about in our Facebook group. I jokingly say, I don't care if you sprinkle, dip, or dunk. I don't care. None of that matters to me. It's about, are you trying to share God's message all over the world? That's all I care about. Now, if you're talking about like, hey, do you want a sip of some snake blood or something, like, nah, bruh, that's okay. I'll pass on that. But that still doesn't mean I won't help you in whatever way I possibly can. That's kind of like the Good Samaritan type of thing. You don't need to look like me or be like me or believe with me the same thing I do just for me to help you. That's just where I stand. Everybody don't have to agree with that, just me. But then also, whatever you're doing, you need to stick to it. Like, you don't see me all of a sudden, you know what, I'm about ready to fire up the PlayStation. We about ready to play some Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on here, and I'm going to do that for a live stream. No, because that's not what my audience is for. The idea is when you're on social media, any type of social media, you think, I want to go broad. No, you don't. You want to be laser focused. You want to get as small of a laser point focus on what you're trying to do, and that will draw more people than you being so broad. Because if I was broad, all of a sudden, hey, is AJ doing comedy this week? Is he doing computer bills? Is he doing underwater basket weaving this week? You don't know. And now it's like, it's a random. You don't even know what type of stuff I'm going to get. And that's the same thing I would say from your church. You need to have a focus, and the focus needs to be more than just you and whoever your pastor just preaching. It should be more than that, because if that's all they're doing, like you look at Stephen Furtick and all these other people, yeah, they do that, but they have a different dynamic in how they do it. That is their niche. And that's something completely different that most churches are not doing. And that's what we're trying to teach. It's one thing to get your equipment to start live streaming. Now, I'm looking down at the comments to make sure y'all still hear me. It's not just about getting the equipment to live stream. Now you need to step it up a notch. It's not just about the graphics. It's what's the production of what you're doing. And then what message are you trying to convey? Meaning that when somebody finishes watching your video, like for me, I might be speaking for y'all. My intention is that when y'all finish watching my video, y'all have learned something. You've been empowered in some type of way and know that you are capable of doing the very thing that I talked about. That's my purpose behind why I do my videos. So my question to you is, when y'all are live streaming the stuff at your church, your ministry, or whatever, what do you want people to walk away with? That was entertaining, which honestly is fleeting. It doesn't last very long unless you're doing something really, really crazy like Kevin Hart or something like that, that it will stick with you. But what emotional feeling, mental state do you want people to leave with after they've experienced whatever your live stream is? That's going to hold people. That's what's going to get attention. Because if they can forget about whatever you did and you didn't touch them in some way in their five senses, nothing is going to help stick to make them come back. That's what you need to think about. And I think I blabbed enough. Let me look down here at the comments. Here. Back to Boomerang. A10 Mini or Field World Live, what you suggest? Also, is Elgato Camlin good or cheap for a cheaper option. Yes, the cam link is for a cheaper option, but you're only going to have one input. Me personally, even with testing out both of them, I would still lean towards the ATEM Mini, personally. Dwayne D has a Canon G21, and we're looking for an affordable second camera. Any suggestions? Panasonic V770 at minimum, I would say, would go nice with that, because the Canon G20 is similar to the Canon Vixia G20s. 21 is similar to the G20s. I think those match well, because that's kind of like how ours are. We're using the G20s, and then we have a Panasonic V770, and it matches well with what we're doing. How often do you host this session? I do it every Friday. Every Friday. Back to Chuck Taylor. Have you tried the OBS Ninja for having guests? No, honestly, I started to play around with that when I saw your post on Facebook about it, Chuck, and I just never got back to it. I think I signed up for it or made a bookmark of it, and I just never got back to it. Hopefully I can get into a whole lot of other stuff that I haven't had a chance to because I've been so busy. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate it. I actually follow him as well too. Chuck, yes, I will work on that. I might get somebody on Fiverr to design that one for me this time. But yeah, I'll do that. I know you mentioned that you have a black screen with the Intensity Pro. I've been having the same problem when I use the ATEM Mini in network mode with just the... Now, the ATEM will not send anything via the RJ45 over Ethernet. That's just for control. You still need to be connected to the USB or the HDMI out to get video. It does not broadcast. The only way I think you can do that is if you have the ATEM streaming bridge, which I still have not gotten in because I've had to cancel it again. I might order that again, try it one more time, but I'm gonna probably go to somebody else to try and order one. But yeah, you will not get any type of video coming from the ATEM over the network. That is for control only, unless they change something, but I haven't gotten anything. I might play around with that after this and see. Brother Art, if I watch a Facebook video, I can't get audio in OBS. Desktop audio picks up the mic also. Suggestions. Make sure in OBS, if you're trying to do that, that you do a audio capture from your desktop, or that the audio desktop is captured from, let me just show you. Let's go over here to OBS. And number 2. All right. So from here, what you want to do is see right now, I'm capturing this and you're not seeing anything. Or let me just turn this off and we'll do a window capture. And I'll say I'm capturing y'all's comments or something like that. All right. Now, you're not going to be able to hear anything because you're going to need to also either capture your audio, which would be, actually that's that one. So like right now it's capturing my input from there. You wouldn't want to do that. I selected the wrong one. Get that out of here. It'll be your output. And then, see, I will want to capture what my speakers are doing, which would be what is coming from the window. So if you're doing Facebook video or something like that, that's how you'll want to do it. You can do it that way, or you would come here into settings, and then for audio, you would want to enable your desktop audio. But be careful, that's going to broadcast everything that comes out on your desktop audio. So that's how you would do that. So like for me, I have that turned on, but I have all the other Windows audio killed in Windows. So there's no sound effects, no nothing. So when we play something, say we play music from our presentation system, that's the only audio that's being sent. All other audio is killed, whatever one it is. Josh, can you set up a video idea website for upcoming videos? Yeah, honestly, when I do that, I actually put, that's one of the goals I want to do, is actually show you upcoming videos that I'm working on. I do it with the live streams, but most of the time I don't even know what I'm going to be doing a video of until I get inspiration about it. And then like that whole 5 tips, that was something I thought about after, when I jumped out the shower, and I'm like, okay, let's do that. And then I just made it. So I will work towards doing that. Most of the time I'll let people know on social media or something like that, or maybe on the communities tab in YouTube, because I'm trying to filter down what I'm doing, only because it's hard to maintain all these social media stuffs at the same time. So I try to do everything to YouTube, but then have buffer send it out to all the other places at the same time. Hello, hello. Hello, hello as well. Antonio wants to know, any suggestions on using video during your live stream? Like what do you mean by in video? Like, I mean, it could be, if you still don't have people there, you could have have a deacon who's not there record himself doing a prayer, bring that in. You can do highlight, like my plan is to do videos of our kids who are graduating this year and going to college, and having a video of them or something like that, highlighting if they're not going to come to church, something like that. Honestly, it's all about creativity, because guess what? You can't do nothing wrong, especially if you're the one who's doing it. That was my mindset when I had people had an issue when I was doing music. And it sounds cocky, but it's really honest. Like, if people were like, well, AJ, I don't like the way you play. Okay, that's fine. You want to come up here and play? Well, I can't play. Then guess what? I don't need your opinion on this. You know, I listen to other musicians who can give me tips on better things. Like, I've had people tell me, like, you shouldn't run a choir rehearsal like that. Okay, how many choir rehearsals have you ran? I've been running choir. I'm 42, and I've been running choir rehearsals since I was 13. How many choir rehearsals have you ran? None. Then what advice can you give me over that? Anyway, I say all that to say, Antonio, if you're asking about how to use video, just try it from anywhere. Because if anybody has a problem, unless they're one of the other people in the media ministry, there's no really wrong way to do it. I mean, you either win or you learn. That's all it is. You know, you don't fail, because if you try something and it doesn't work out, now you've learned not to do it that way. So that's the only thing I would say. But then also think of the context of how you want to do it. Lady Reborn, do you have networking or contact information to reach you for help in the future if you have any other questions? Well, yes, I do. If you have questions, you can hit me up at questions@ajayhomes.com. That's where you can hit me up. Or if you need to something more than that, I actually do consultations that you could set up on my website at ajayhomes.com. But again, you ain't going to be able to book nothing unless you book it between, you can't even do it today because I'm closed for Fridays to do stuff. And you have Saturday. That's it. Because after that, I am closed until January 3rd. That's my vacation. But emails, you can hit me up at questions@ajayhomes.com. I'll put that in the comments as well, too. Hey, Enoch. Glad to see you again. Jolie would like to know, what is the main purpose of using an A10 Mini? The A10 Mini is a capture device that can bring in multiple cameras. That's, at least for me, that's the main purpose of it. It can also bring in audio, everything like that, and shrink down all the other stuff that you need. Because like at my church, we don't have an A10 Mini. So what does the A10 Mini allow you to do? That's your capture device. That is your webcam. That is 4 capture devices. That is an audio importer or audio interface. It's also a video switcher. And out of those 5 things that I mentioned, if you had to get that before that came out, I mean, you need a streaming system. A decent one is at least $1,000, $700 to $1,000. That includes a capture device, which a capture device is normally $150 to $200. Now, again, this is before all the stuff, the $20 capture card, all this stuff wasn't there. So you got the computer, which is $1,000. Then you have a switcher that minimum was the A10 Television Studio HD, which was $1,000. So that's $2,000 right there. And then you needed some type of audio interface. That might be $50 to $150. So the A10 Mini, a $295 device, is now able, especially, well, let me jump to the A10 Mini Pro, because that gets rid of the streaming computer too. So for $600, you went from, that replaced $2,500 to $3,000, $2,500 to $3,000 worth of equipment with what it used to need to live stream. Can I trust B&H to buy an A10 Mini Pro because I have the $300 version? Well, let's go ahead and just take a look and just see, shall we? See if it's available. Yeah, it's in stock. So yes, I would say go for it. Pop at midnight. The crazy thing about it is that I can use the A10 Mini with NDI and then use network mode to control with any PC. A10 with NDI. I didn't think yeah, I don't know about that, but that's interesting, because I didn't think, unless they did some type of update or something, the A10 didn't have any way of controlling NDI, unless I'm reading into your question. Comment differently. Can you do RTMP pull from vMix to stream to your own website? I mean, yes, you can. You can, but I mean, if you're already streaming to some other platform, I mean, you can use their stuff to do it, because you got to think, if you're trying to pull that directly from your system to go to it, I mean, you're going to be straining your system to doing that. It's better to use like another service that handles the strain of that. So the only thing you're responsible for is sending that stream to that one server, and not your stream going to multiple people connecting to you. And I could be reading into that wrong, but yes, like we stream to Vimeo, then put Vimeo's video player on our website. You can do the same thing with Restream. Restream is free. You can just stream to Restream as a second streaming platform on vMix, and then just use their embedded video player to go on your website. That could work. Facebook, YouTube, they both do the same thing. Back to Sean. Okay, so it's like a wireless. Okay. No, I have not used that, but I have to look into that. Yeah, like Papa Midnight said the exact same thing, so yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alicia wants to know, do you recommend a director monitor using only 2 cameras? It all depends. If you got the space, For it, yes. And Alicia is the one that had me crawling in that sanctuary all these multiple times. I'm just joking with her, but she's at Greater Works. That's where we were doing the work down there. So in her area, Alicia, I would say it's not about, don't think about it just right now. Think about in the future. So yeah, like right now, I have 4 cameras, but I'm really only using 2. Do I need a multi-view? No, I don't. But it's more for future stuff to where I'm not just, especially if it's not a budget issue. I mean, getting a multi-view monitor, I mean, you can get one of these TVs, a 1080p TV for like almost like $90, and just have that on the wall or a monitor, and that serves as your multi-view. Like that monitor right there, I got from Newegg for $89.99, and that's for a computer. But I mean, that works perfectly fine. It has audio in it built in, and that can work perfectly fine. And so it's not necessarily, is it just for the 2 cameras? Is it better for your workflow? Like me, I've been doing it long enough that I don't need a multi-view. I don't use a multi-view in my setup that I'm doing right now, but some people might need that until they get accustomed to it. I would sit back and think, don't look at, are you getting stuff just for now? Look for stuff for later. And that's similar to how we did the wiring at Greater Works. For Greater Works, that we just didn't do it for now. We have stuff in the future that we might not be using right now. So I would say think of that. Do you have a link to the updated multi-view you can use for the A10 Mini, as you previously mentioned? No, I haven't posted it yet. I already recorded it. I just have to edit it. So it should be sometime this weekend or next week. I'm going to try and get it done sooner. But, yeah, I will have a review on it. I'll probably add some more video to what I recorded to it. But, yeah, you should look for that soon. Have you used AJay Television Studio, and do you think is too much for just weekly church usage? Yes, I actually had one personally that used to do all my setup before I had the AJay Mini, and then that's the same one that we've had at my church the entire time. So, no. I used it for when I was doing gaming, which was a whole lot of overkill. But for church, we've been using that for 4 or 5 years. So no, I think it's perfectly fine, because that was really the cheapest option you had before the AJay Mini. John Cook, thanks for all you do for everyone. Just wanted to say hi. We're still working on our PTZ install, working on getting third replacement from vendor. At first, 2 had issues. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, I got you. In that case, then I do it the exact same way. I use it that same way too. Otis, what's going on? Howdy from Texas. Hey, hey, what time you get here is the right time. Edward, here. Hey, AJ, can you use OBS and Worship Extreme offline? Yes, you can. I mean, you're not going to stream anywhere, but yes, you can. That's how I do all my videos. I do everything here in OBS and now vMix, but originally I did all my videos were done through OBS offline, where I was recording my mix, and then I put that together, and that's what I edited. So just like you see what I'm doing right now, instead of me streaming, I would be using the record button, and that's how I would do all this stuff. All right. So with that being said, let me go into this. I did this on the Facebook group, and I'm gonna do this into a video as well. And this is gonna be a little more interaction with y'all. So what are y'all's goals for 2021? We talked about this in that the 5 tips for YouTube, and this is kind of a break off of that. I am a big person that believes in right division, make it plain, meaning that, or let's modernize that concept. you need to set a destination in your GPS before you're going anywhere. So what are you setting? What destination are you trying to go with your media ministry next year? You need to set it for somewhere. I'm not saying that you need to sit here and I need to install a holodeck so we can have holographic services. No, 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 no. I'm just saying, what are your goals? I mean, it could be something big to where, oh, we need to build a brand new media booth. It could be we just need to train and recruit more people. It doesn't matter what it is, but do you have that goal written down in some way, shape, or form? So that way, because I am of the mind that once you write it down, you are programming this to direct all your actions, or that's your guiding thought to help you get there. And it happens subconsciously without you even thinking about it. Because that's what happened with this channel. I set a goal of, oh, we're going to hit, well, at the beginning of the year, oh, we're going to help 1,000 churches. I didn't know how that was going to be done. I set the destination, and then I started just moving. And because I had a destination in sight, my actions helped me get there. So that's kind of like in lay terms of write the vision, make it plain, that it helps guide you in that direction. So what are your goals for 2021? For me, from a technical standpoint, I am really looking forward to putting in some laser projectors at our church to fix our lighting situation, get some more people, train some people, offload a lot of stuff from me, train a couple of video editors, switch out our cameras to PTZs so that everything can be controlled by one person if need be. That's kind of, I mean, because we got our sound system stuff done. That's immediately what my goals are right now. And then to also set up a weekly, kind of like what this is, but have a similar 10-minute show weekly at our church. For kind of like what I'm doing right now with a Q&A, but it's more centralized for our ministry, as in almost kind of like the announcements, but it's a show to where we talk about sick and shut-in prayer, do interviews with people, congregation stuff. That's a concept. I think I talked to y'all about it before. It's called, I think we're going to call it Antioch TV or AVTV, something like that. That's what my goals are for next year. But what are y'all's goals for there? Josh, yes, I did. And then Josh, his goal was help remotely stream our services from our computer at church. Okay. Otis, retirement from the media ministry. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Shane, train more people to help and maintain and improve our production level. Awesome. To get our up and running. Okay, okay. We want to get our children's ministry streaming part of our sessions online to reach a broader community. Awesome. One, get our PTZ installed, add graphics to live stream for lower thirds with speaker titles, and create maybe intros. Okay. Let me jump over to this question here. Lady Reborn, what program can I buy for creating comic book content? Now, are you saying actually flat 2D, 3D, video? Give me some thoughts on that. Then back to Papa Midnight. Looking at an IP webcam for Android. Your thoughts? An IP webcam. Honestly, I mean, it's overkill for a webcam, but it works great. It would be the Ada Imaging NDI 200 that I did a review on. That's overkill, but I mean, that would get you what you need. That's since NDI, IP, network, RTSP. I might get the letters backwards. You can do all that in that camera. It will work great. Jennifer for goals. train anybody else to run things. Hey, I totally understand. And then back to Josh. Improve production of our children's ministry services. Yeah, I think that's where everybody is. Every ministry, especially the media ministry, should have succession planning. I know y'all love what y'all do. I love what I do. I don't plan on wanting to be here till I'm 90. I want to hand off some knowledge to somebody so that I can gracefully bow out, kind of like what Otis is saying, and retire from it. Because I love what I'm doing, but it's not meant for me to be here forever and be the only one that does this stuff. So and plus you learn so much more when you actually start training people anyway. But yeah, folks, let me do a flashback here. Please don't forget, if you haven't, to register for the A10 Mini giveaway. We gave away 3 of these this year. My way of saying thank you for all the growth. This time last year, we were at 1,400 subscribers, and as of right now, we are almost at 32,000. I'm excited about next year hitting 100,000. That's the goal. Hit 100,000, get the silver YouTube plaque. I'm excited about that. That's some of my goals for this, and to do some awesome giveaways, some partnerships, and Josh mentioned it, setting up a virtual, or if things get better, an on-site media ministry training that y'all can come to virtually or in person. That's what I'm working on. Also, if you haven't, please join the Facebook media group. It's like this discussion all the time with people all over the face of the planet. Some people who are just starting out, all the way up to people who got staff of 20 people with boom arms and zip lining people and all this other stuff. I mean, you can learn a lot from people from there. Like I said, if you have any questions, make sure you hit me up at questions@ajayhomes.com. Business for me is shut down from the 21st until January 4th, taking a much needed vacation, but I will still answer my emails. And for those who are following me and know me personally on Facebook, don't send me no Facebook messages. Don't call me on Facebook Messenger, because I will not answer. It's only 3 people I answer on that. And that's one of my friends from South Carolina. That's my daughter when she's calling me. And yeah, actually it's only 2 people. Everybody else gets ignored for the most part. What else? Don't forget, we have our roundtable for the people who are in the Facebook group. The contact information on joining that Zoom call is on Facebook already in the group. For everybody else who is not interested in wanting to be a part of this, you can always watch the live stream. If you go to my channel, there already is a way for you to set a reminder for that. If I come over here so y'all can see it, and we are going to, so yeah, so you can see right here, upcoming live streams. You can set a reminder right here. That way you can interact with us while we talk. We have people from all over the place. We have some people from Venezuela. We got people from Paris. We got people from Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, a bunch of places from the States, and all of us are coming together just to talk about growth in media ministry, on what we can do and answer each other questions. What I like to say, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because all of us are media ministries, and we already know what everybody is struggling with, because sooner or later we've gone through it, been through it, are going through it, and we all about encouraging each other for all of us to move on. And what else? I'm going to jump back to the questions, but I did update this because I changed all my stuff. I want to thank the patrons who have been supporting me this entire year. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without y'all. Y'all help me so much with this, as well as our YouTube members are helping us as well too. And you can become a patron or a YouTube member by clicking the links down below, clicking the join button below this for YouTube, or going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, whichever one. Just know that either way, you are supporting us by helping us train media ministries all over the world, like people like y'all. So let's jump back on the last few questions here. Back to Chuck for his goals. Upgrade the one Blackmagic camera each year over the upgrade to one Blackmagic camera each year over the next 4 years. Upgrade lights, expand the church's YouTube channel. Excellent. Stephen, hello. Tell her, how can I remotely control the zoom function on a Panasonic V800 when using the image app? It's causing the HDMI feed to be cut to the ATEM. I think that one actually supports Wi-Fi control. That would be the easiest way to control that. If that one does not have a remote jack, then there's no way outside of that control to do that. But let me see. Excuse me. Let's see, that camera here is here. And what we want to do is look for, does it have a remote option? So right there, no, that's just USB and HDMI. Doesn't show. See, that's just power and headphones. So yeah, this one is only Wi-Fi. That's the only way you're going to be able to control that remotely, unfortunately. Josh was saying, every time you say you don't want to do media ministry when you're 90, I have a small thought in my brain that says maybe I do. Hey, possibly. Wolf Boy is saying, during our church live stream, we would like to share pre-recorded announcements and other videos. I'm adding them in OBS as a media source, but there is a lot of lag and stuttering. Suggestions. That sounds like, first, where is the video stored? Is it stored on the local system? If it is, it might be that your computer is struggling to play it. So I don't know what the quality of the video is. Is it 4K? Is it 1080p? How big is the file? I'm thinking it might just be the computer doesn't have enough power to try and run that. If that's the case, I would look at getting a graphics card, maybe a NVIDIA GTX 1650 at minimum, and then send everything over for the OBS to run off of the graphics card instead of your processor, or might need to upgrade your system. That's what I'm thinking. Back to some goals here. Edward is to get more volunteers, buy and set up TVs, and stop preaching. Being the media guy and the musician at the same guy. Hey, at the same time. Understood that. Aaron, train more youth to work the youth media ministry ASAP since I'm out due to retina detachment. Ooh, man. Gotta have surgery, and since I'm the only one who knows how to do it, is hard. Hey, pray for quick healing and a successful surgery with that there, Aaron. Your growth is God's way to say thank you, and all the work you do to help spread God's message to so many people that aren't able to come to church. Awesome. We're having our candlelight service at that time, so I'll miss this. Hey, well, you can always, the good thing is, since it's going to be on YouTube, you can always come back and watch it. And want to train more people on how to work the stream so I can take a break and I'll be covered for the days I'll be out. Totally understand. Girl Jimmy was saying, great work, thank you. When I updated OBS, whenever my transition between media sources, OBS says no source recognized. I have not seen that one. Not 100% sure on that. Are you on Windows or Mac? Let me know. And I'll still be in the chat for a little bit, but we're going to shut it down. We've been going for about an hour and 42 minutes. And let me put this last one. Let me see what day it's going to be, because, yeah, it's going to be the 25th. So next Friday is going to be out of question. Would y'all want to do another live stream like on because, I mean, the 25th is Friday. The 1st is Friday. Not going to really have anything on either one of those days. Do y'all want to have something a different day? I mean, I'm willing to do that. I just need to know what day y'all want to do. I'm thinking maybe the 28th. Maybe the 23rd. We could do something like that. Or maybe maybe Sunday afternoon. Yeah, maybe. How about we do, to make up for the 25th of next week, since we're not doing a live stream, as well as the 1st, what about something like Sunday afternoon? Let me know what y'all think about that. Inspirational speech? Nah, not right now. Back to Guru Jimmy. When we play video and change to live, it cuts off the camera. Under your source, make sure, under the properties of the source in OBS, make sure you don't have it checked off to where it says disconnect the source when not in use. I would check that first. Sean is rebuild a sound booth into a media booth and build a media team. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Chuck. Yeah, I would appreciate the likes, folks. The likes helps YouTube and algorithm know that, hey, this is some good stuff here, and it recommends to more people who are similar, just like us. So we got one that says the 28th. That's on a Monday. And I'll probably put a poll under the community tab so I can see what y'all think about that. But thank y'all so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all have a great day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, all over the world. And if no one else has ever told you, I appreciate you for all that you're doing, for you studying, trying to learn, trying to make this better, trying to improve yourself so that you can do this live stream, this media ministry, modernize it, learn the stuff so you can do something better to make this message go even further, to reach more people. And I appreciate you, because if you haven't, because most of us, we don't get people to say thank you. Some of us, we don't do this for a pat in the back, but this is me giving you a pat on the back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, because I'm in the hunt just like you, doing the exact same things you do, and hopefully these videos, these live streams, and my videos help make your path and your journey just a little bit easier. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't, hit the like button, and share these videos, this channel, with anybody else, any other ministry that might be struggling with live streaming, so we can help them as best as we can. We will see y'all, hopefully we'll see y'all on Sunday for our roundtable live stream. If not, y'all have a great day, and love y'all, and we will catch you in the next video. Later.